And educate yourself. Never stop learning. There are so many avenues to educate yourself. YouTube videos, events, classes that you can take. There are so books you can read. There are so many ways to educate yourself. Know what is going on in the market. Know what is going on just in general. How do I do this? How do I do that? What's the best way to handle this situation? Let me hear some others' experiences that I might be able to learn from. Educate yourself and reevaluate your daily schedule, right? Everybody that I talk to says that time management is the hardest thing that they can do. Time management, time management. Oh my, I don't have enough time. I never stick to my plan, or I make a plan and I don't, and I don't know what happens to it, right? The dog ate it. Set up your plan now and become strategic. Stick to the timeline, even as far as, okay, this is the time I'm going to wake up in the morning every day. This is the time I'm going to go to sleep every day. I'm going to do these specific activities during that day. Make a schedule and practice sticking to it, and you will have a higher chance of sticking to it in those busy times. And we are going back to the database, right? So you have maybe a CRM that you're working with. Are all your automations set up? That is the purpose of the CRM. It is a customer relationship management system. It is going to help you stay in touch. It is not a replacement. It is an assistant. So you're going to your database. You want to make sure that you have all of your alerts set up. Perhaps after you make those calls that we talked about a few minutes ago, you need to go in there and adjust any alerts that you have set up. So are all the automations set up? Are the campaigns you have running working? Are they saying weird things to people? Maybe you need to adjust some of the language. Is everything working? Are people getting the emails, the text messages, whatever the case may be? Evaluate your database. Check to make sure everything is working and fix it. Adjust accordingly. And here's the greatest one: review your finance and budget. So are you looking at what you spend and what you bring in? Do you know how much money you need to make to sustain? And then do you know what profit is going to look like? How many deals do you need to make in order to make that profit? What is your plan to do that? And which is your next one is review your business plan and make sure you're on track to meet your goals. Everybody makes this beautiful business plan, usually around October, because that's the real estate new year. Okay, I'm going to do this many deals and I'm going to close this many per month and I'm going to make this many calls, go on this many appointments. But is that what you're really doing? Are you living the plan that you wrote down? Why or why not? Reevaluate it. Figure out, okay, you know what? Be accountable for yourself. Hey, did I actually make the calls that I said I was going to make? Well, I really wanted to make, 2 contracts a month, but I'm only going on 2 appointments a week. And I've only gone on 2 appointments a week for the last 3 months. Well, do you think you're going to make that? Probably not. So the point is you have to act as though you are these are your goals and you act accordingly. Are you doing so? So review that business plan. Remind yourself of the ambitions that you had. It's okay to be ambitious. So remind yourself and get back on track. And then here's my favorite one: work while everyone else is sleeping. So everybody says, oh, I'm going to, it's the holidays and I'm going to take a couple of days off. And I'm not saying you don't deserve a vacation, you don't deserve a day off, but when the rest of the world is taking a nap, you need to be out there, right? Dare to compete. Compete against yourself. Go out there and get the business that they're leaving behind, right? Because there's still business out there 24/7, 365 days. There is business to be made and had. So go out there and get it, because you know what? The competition is scarce because everybody's taking a nap. Everybody's on holiday, right? Go out there and get it. So let's talk about daring to compete. What does that mean? Let go of the perfectionist gene. It's okay not to be perfect. I have had so many people tell me, oh, you know what? I'm just going to watch every video. I need to learn everything before I make that first phone call. or before I go out there and I go on my first appointment, or I start going on my first listing presentation. I just need to know everything first. I need to read every piece of paper. I need to know exactly what it says. It is okay not to be perfect. We are human beings. Make a mistake. It is how you learn. Failure is the road to success. Learn to say I or me and express your strengths. Everybody finds it easy to talk about somebody else. Oh, well, Susie is so great. She's just wonderful. She always says the right things. She's so positive. She's this, she's that, right? But what about you? What are your strengths? So when you are talking to someone, you can say, I believe this. I help my customers. I work hard, right? Learn to say I and me, and work on learning how to present your ideas. So perhaps you have a listing presentation, right? So in our office we have a listing presentation packet. It doesn't mean you have to follow it to the letter. This is all just added. It's a basis, and then you take it and you make it your own. So here, this is my listing presentation. This is what the company gave me. I'll throw a few things in there, and I will also talk about me, how I do the best for my clients, what I do to work hard to get their place sold, what I do to help them find the right home, right? Present your ideas. They're great. And get up every day. Put one foot in front of the other. I know that sometimes it can be hard. That is life, right? Just get up every day. There's nothing you can do besides try. Just, okay, you know what? Even if you failed the day before, that's great. Learn from the mistakes and say, okay, I'm going to put my right foot forward now. I know what happened yesterday that went wrong, so I'm going to try something new today. And you just keep trekking down the road, and eventually you will learn and you will grow. And then you look back at yourself a year from now and say, wow, I know so much more than I did before. And then maybe somebody will compliment you and say, oh, wow, that was a quick, objection handling. That was great. And you're like, oh my God, you're proud of yourself. And here's another one. Don't let anxiety and insecurity take over your life. Listen, you're not alone. Even the people that have the best speaking voice, have talked in front of crowds, have gotten tons of listing presentations. It doesn't mean they don't get a knot in their stomach before they have to present. It doesn't mean they don't get nervous. It doesn't mean they're not anxious about things. They're insecure that they're going to lose a listing to somebody else. It doesn't mean that. It just means don't let it take over your life. Find a way to overcome these things, whatever that may be, right? Maybe it's meditating, maybe it's going for a run, a walk, whatever it is. Find ways to overcome that anxiety and don't let it take over. And then you have your thoughts. What are you thinking? Because believe me, this gets translated into the way that you talk to yourself. So if your thoughts are negative, then you're going to be talking to yourself in a really bad way. And that's not going to help you move forward. It's only going to keep you back. So make sure whatever